Who wants a mental health wellness update? Things are going really good. Definitely had a lot of positive progression. About 6 weeks now, since my dad was out for a visit. And between my dad and my couch doctor, yeah, I've had a sort of an epiphany of sorts. I don't want to say it's been groundbreaking because I have not really been sort of on the edges of insanity. Let's just say that. But both those peoples have said some very poignant, well thought out things to me that have sort of like flicked the switch in my head or my perspective. How's that? And yeah, one of them, it's something that my dad said. He says he's very happy that I have a group of friends and family as my support and to help me progress into this new phase of my life. That's great. But in time, I'm going to want to make sure that on an intellectual and mature level that I move on. And move on sooner than later, but move on. And as a solo act, so to speak. Now, he's not implying that I'm not already sort of doing that. He's just saying, hey, just remember, you're going to have to sooner or later get on with it. And on top of that, he said sooner or later, depending how much you sort of lean on your support group, they might get tired of hearing about circumstances and so on and so forth. And again, he's not implying, nor is it the case, that that's all I'm capable of talking about. It's far from it. It's just his advice that sooner or later, that subject needs to be retired. And I totally agree with him. Now, again, very heartfelt suggestion. There's no animosity in there from him. It's just his advice to me. And he's got a point. Definitely got a point. And I'm proud to say, not proud, but I'm happy to say that as time has gone on, I bring up that subject less and less naturally. I don't need to sort of force myself not to talk about circumstances and change. It's happening naturally. So that's fantastic. I couldn't be happier. And that helped. That helped sort of, you know what? Yeah, just, note to self, get on with it. And that's just through love and respect from my father. The couch doctor, now she took it another direction. And it's been, I think five, I was going to say 5 doctors since I've seen her. 5 weeks. And our parting session was good, very good. And she said, what I want to tell you, and I want to explain is don't make this circumstance your identity. Don't make it what you're all about. So it's sort of on the same lines as what my dad was saying. Don't make this your identity. Don't make yourself the victim. You are not the cause of all this. You are, I forget how she put it. It's not, I want to say collateral damage, but I'm not damaged. Caleb and I are not damaged, far from it. But we are the result of someone else's action. So we don't build an identity around that. You are not the person that this happened to. Someone else is the person that did this. Does that make sense? So, hearing those words kind of really went, yeah. And to be clear, honestly, I wasn't, and I am not, or nor was I sort of making my identity that of a victim, or, do you know what I mean? So, but there were, and again, for clarity and absolute honesty, yeah, there definitely has been times over the last 5 months where I'm sort of on a pity pot, saying, oh, look what's happened to me. And thankfully, not often and not deeply have I been thinking like that. But again, for all sakes of clarity and honesty, yes, I have sort of thought that. So, and I suppose it's just a natural way of thinking. So yeah, those two discussions definitely sort of reinforced the direction I was already headed in, which is fantastic. And yeah, what else? Work life, coincidentally, I started my new position 5 weeks ago, and things have been incredible on that front as well. And as far as work goes, I've never really let work dictate my happiness. And I guess in life in general, I don't let anybody really dictate my happiness, or I try not to, especially work. You got to make work for you. And that's what I do. Here's my sister. She's going to text me and say, did you just drive by the house? Yeah, I do not have a problem at work with being happy. Yes, it's not always brilliant and fantastic and controllable. Like the year I had to work at 3 a.m, that fucking sucked because I had to get up at 2. I really didn't have a choice, but I did the best I could. Anyway, without getting too out there on a tangent that I'm very capable of doing, no, things are good. Caleb is doing really well. I'm doing really well. We're getting along in our 5 months together, and that's it. What else can I say? Things are good. So I'll leave it at that.